Three reckless boys thought they could do anything. They partied all the time, chased girls, and used their strong police connections to escape trouble. They believed no one could touch them. But one day they messed with the wrong girl. She was the granddaughter of a dangerous war veteran. After that, their lives changed completely. What happened next was a harsh lesson about fear, justice, and consequences. Katia Afanina is a 20-year-old girl who lives a simple life with her only family, her grandfather, Ivan. Ivan is a respected World War II veteran, and they live quietly in a small town in Russia. Their days are calm, peaceful, and ordinary. But not far from their home, three local boys cause trouble. They are known for their bad behavior and wild weekly parties filled with alcohol and paid girls. Everyone in the neighborhood knows about them, and no one dares to stop them. Wednesday is their usual night for fun. But this time, they can't find any girl willing to join them. That's when Katia walks by. One of the boys, Vadim, recognizes her. She used to be his classmate. The other two push him to go talk to her. So, Vadim goes over with Igor. They try to persuade Katia to come upstairs and hang out with them. She didn't want to go with them at first, but they kept insisting. They said their friend was celebrating his birthday. After a lot of begging, Katia finally agreed. When she entered the apartment, she felt uncomfortable right away. Bottles of alcohol were spread across the table. Still, the boys encouraged her to relax and have a drink. They reminded her how she used to sing in school and how everyone praised her voice. Trying to be polite, Katia agreed to sing for the birthday boy. But while she was singing, Boris, the leader of the group, secretly put something in her drink. Soon, Katia started feeling dizzy. She tried to leave, but the drug made her weak. The boys then took her into another room and surrounded her. What followed was a cruel and unforgivable attack. Boris started it, while the other boys held her down and ignored her cries. Hours passed. Katia felt completely broken and terrified as the boys continued hurting her. Late in the evening, they finally let her go. Before she left, they shoved money into her purse, trying to silence her. Humiliated and shaking, Katia walked outside. She threw the money onto the street and went home without saying a word. Meanwhile, Vadim began to panic. He started to worry about what might happen next. But the other boys stayed calm. They trusted Vadim's father, an influential police officer. They believed no one could touch them. When Katia reached home, she broke down in tears. Her grandfather noticed the bruises immediately. He understood what had happened. Furious, he demanded to know who did this. When Katia told him their names, he rushed outside, ready for revenge. A neighbor stopped him and urged him to call the police instead. Still burning with anger, Ivan paused. After thinking for a moment, he chose to trust the law. Soon after, police officers arrived at the boys' apartment and arrested all three of them. The lead inspector was furious. He felt the same anger as Katia's grandfather and was determined to get justice. He immediately began questioning the boys. At first, they denied everything. So the inspector separated them and applied pressure. He warned them about the harsh reality of prison if they kept lying. Soon, the boys started to break. Boris finally broke down and confessed. He admitted they had brought Katia to the apartment and forced themselves on her. But things quickly changed when Vadim's father, Colonel Nikolai, a powerful police officer, arrived. He tried to use his authority and demanded that the boys be released to him so he could handle it privately. The inspector refused. He said the boys had already confessed. A blood-stained sheet found in the apartment supported Katia's story. Nikolai pushed again, but the inspector stood firm. He said he would only act if there was an official written order. Then a junior officer shared more information. Neighbors reported that the boys often held wild parties every Wednesday and regularly harassed women. Their behavior was well known in the area. With strong evidence and witness statements against them, Nikolai stepped back for now, but it was clear he wasn't finished. The next morning, Ivan woke up and realized Katia was not in her room. He searched and heard her voice coming from the bathroom. She said she could not even look at herself in the mirror. Ivan's heart broke. He offered to call a trusted female doctor from their building to help her, but Katia refused. She did not want anyone else to know what had happened. Ivan gently told her that the whole neighborhood already knew because of the police activity the day before. Katia is heartbroken. She says she feels like her reputation is ruined forever. Later that day, Ivan gets shocking news. The boys have been released. Colonel Nikolai used his power to set them free. Ivan is furious, but he stays calm. He wants justice for his granddaughter. The next day, he takes Katia to a police officer to file a case. But their hope is crushed. The officer is corrupt. He works for Nikolai. He mocks Katia. He even blames her. He says she tried to trap the boys on purpose. Katia feels humiliated and broken. She loses faith in the system. She says she doesn't want to fight anymore. She just wants to forget. But Ivan refuses to give up. He will not let the truth be buried, no matter the cost. The next day, Ivan sees the boys sitting in a parked car. He walks up to them calmly. He tells them he has memorized their faces. Then he walks away. The boys laugh it off. They feel untouchable. They don't realize something has already begun. Ivan is angry and disappointed by the corruption around him. He goes to an old friend who is now a judge, hoping for help. But the judge does not support him. Instead, he blames Katia and questions her character. Disgusted, Ivan walks away. In that moment, he understands that the system will never give them justice. So, he decides to take matters into his own hands. He sells his seasonal property to prepare for what he plans to do next. Later that day, Katia tells him that Colonel Nikolai came to their house with an envelope full of cash, trying to silence her. Ivan is furious. He storms to Nikolai's house and throws the money back at him. His message is clear: no amount of money can buy his silence. That evening, Katia mentions that her aunt left her apartment keys so she can take care of her pet bird. Ivan goes with her. When he reaches the apartment, he notices something important. The windows directly face the boys' home. He immediately sees it as an advantage and begins forming a plan. The next day, Ivan goes to the weapon market. Official sellers refuse to give him anything more than simple handguns, but one man secretly offers him something stronger. He takes Ivan to a hidden location and shows him several guns. One sniper rifle stands out. Ivan tests it and shoots with calm precision. He buys the rifle and a silencer, making it clear that he does not plan to use it legally. When he returns home, Katia's mother arrives from Turkey with her new boyfriend. She brings gifts and acts caring. But later, she privately asks Ivan for money. He realizes she only came to take advantage of the situation. When she even threatens to ask Nikolai for money, Ivan loses his temper. He throws all her gifts outside and tells her never to return. The next morning, Ivan goes to a nearby park where his old friends are playing chess. Across the street, he sees the three boys entering their apartment. Quietly, he leaves and goes to Katia's aunt's apartment. From the window, he has a clear view of the boys' living room. With the sniper rifle in his hands and his target in sight, Ivan prepares to deliver the justice the system refused to give. From an apartment across the street, Ivan chooses his first target. He takes aim. He pulls the trigger. The bullet hits Boris and leaves him permanently injured. Ivan hides the weapon and calmly walks back to his friends, acting like nothing happened. Boris is rushed to the hospital, screaming in pain. Later, Nikolai questions Vim and Igor. He suspects they were careless with their guns, but they swear they were only talking when Boris was shot. Nikolai feels something is wrong. He starts to believe someone is hunting them. At the same time, a police inspector becomes suspicious of Ivan. He tells Ivan that he is now a prime suspect. He also warns him that Nikolai will not stop until he finds the person responsible. Days later, Ivan returns to Katia's aunt's apartment. This time, his target is Igor. Igor is sitting in his parked car, relaxed and unaware. Ivan fires at the car's gas tank. The car explodes in flames. Igor survives, but his lower body is badly burned. Doctors tell him he will never walk again. Now Nikolai sees the pattern. Fear takes over. He warns Vim to stay alert and strengthen security at his house, afraid his son will be next. Vadim becomes more paranoid each day. Meanwhile, the inspector visits Katia's home looking for Ivan. He isn't there. Katia mentions that Ivan often visits her aunt's apartment to feed the birds. The inspector takes the apartment keys and begins putting the pieces together. Soon after, Nikolai arrives at Ivan's house with a search warrant and several officers. They search everywhere, expecting to find the weapon, but they find nothing. Then Katia arrives and asks for her keys. The police decide to search her apartment too. Ivan grows nervous. He knows his rifle is hidden there. But once again, the police find nothing. Nikolai knows he has no proof to arrest Ivan. So, he goes to him and begs him to spare Vadim. But Ivan calmly says it's too late. Something has already happened. Shocked and afraid, Nikolai rushes home. He knocks on the door. Inside, Vadim is terrified. He thinks the assassins have come for him. In panic, he grabs a gun and shoots through the door. He kills his own father. When Vadim realizes what he has done, he breaks down completely. Fear and guilt destroy him. He loses his mind, and a psychiatrist later says his chances of recovery are very low. Later, the inspector invites Ivan to his house. In private, he admits that he secretly took the sniper rifle before the other officers could find it. He knew about Vadim's crimes. So, he let Ivan walk away with only a warning. In his heart, he believes justice has been served for his granddaughter. In the final scene, Ivan returns home. He hears Katia playing her guitar for the first time in a long while. He stands outside her door, listening to the soft melody. The pain is still there. The scars remain. But her music brings the first sign of healing, and a quiet end to the storm of revenge. And that is the story of the movie Voroshilovskiy. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.